Hi BookTube, I'm here today with my awesome Christmas sweater and a book haul. These are all the books I got in November, which is actually, considering how much I had been buying books, not that much. If you look at it page-wise, most of them were free. I'll explain that in a second because this stack of books are the only books I bought, but I think there's more books in this than there is this. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 books here that I bought all for, oh, I took the sticker off. All for $1.99. And this is because this series is very nostalgic to me from being a kid. It is the Serendipity series. There's a picture. These are all different kinds of books. So there's Serendipity on the back. I think that was the first book in the series. And yeah, they're children's books from like the 80s, 1982, late 70s, early 80s. Maybe into the 90s. I think there's like 100 of them, and I have now I think about like 60. No, I have quite a bit. I have 30 or so, and there's a lot of them, and I want to collect all of them. And I found these all for $1.99 at the thrift store. I was going crazy in the kids book section just looking for as much of them as I could find. Yeah, and I'm so excited I managed to get these. So they are just like little morality tales for kids. So I don't think I've read any of these off the top of my head. Have I read any of these? No. But they also have these really great oh, that's not a good example. Illustrations of these like beautiful big-eyed creatures. I don't know if the camera can focus on them. And then at the end, it's like, you know, one of them is about not polluting the ocean. That's what Serendipity is about, and caring about other people. So this one says, so when it comes to sharing with kith and kin or you, remember that your sharing is the love of Trafalgar True. So this one's about sharing. So we have Trafalgar True. We have Flutterby, which looks to be like a Pegasus type creature there. This one I was so excited. This was the first one I saw at Katundra, and I was like, that looks like a Serendipity, and it was, and that's what started it. So that one's about cats. Then we have Maui Maui, and there's appears to be maybe an otter and a dolphin on that one. Crickle Crack, that one looks like a squirrel. And then we have Little Mouse on the Prairie, and look at it, it's so cute. Then we have Knitter Pitter and Tale of Three Tales. The Muffin Muncher, the Gnome from Gnome, Weedle on the Needle, and Leo the Lop. I've been looking for this one especially because I have Leo the Lop Tale 2 and Tale 3, but I didn't have the first Leo the Lop. Yeah, I just adore these books. Look at those critters. They're so cute. Okay, so yeah, that's that, and I love these books. Okay, the other books were all free. 4 of them are from my birthday. There's technically a 5th one, but my mom's actually reading it upstairs. It's just a book of comics about being from New Brunswick. And the other ones were from a little free library hunt. I unhauled some books. I'm not going to do an unhaul video. Half the books are already gone. So just whatever. But yeah, so let's start with the gifted books. I have Educated by Tara Westover. My mom read this book. My mom's not a big reader, but she read this book and she loved it, and she's bugging me to read it, so she finally got me a copy, and I'm gonna read it. Yeah, this is about a woman who was pretty much isolated from the world. She managed to escape her family and go on to get a PhD. So yeah, it's about her experience doing that. Then I have I Can't Tell You by Hilary Frank. This was another gift. And they're all from my mom. And they are done with like notes and stuff like that. So this guy, what's his name? Jake. No, after. Oh yeah, Jake. Okay, Jake gets into a fight because of his big mouth, it says on the back, and he decides that talking is only going to get him into trouble, so he's going to start just communicating with writing notes. So notebooks, upside down calculators, on napkins, on walls with pudding covered fingers. Jake explores new ways to explore himself. So that sounded really cool. And yeah, my mom knows me well to pick up that book. And then I have, this was a gift as well, God's Not Dead, Evidence for God in an Age of Uncertainty by Rice Brooks. Bruox. That's what we're going to say. That name confuses me for some reason. And this is about finding evidence for God, for the existence of God. Okay, this was also a gift, and Charlene Coburn is a local author, and this book is called Only When We Wake, and it is like a compilation of like poetries and short stories and musings and doodles and essays, I think, all about images of days and dreams and otherworldly experiences, inspired by the natural world. Yeah, so that sounds really quite cool. And these are the books I got from the Little Free Library. I did not know that Legally Blonde was a book before it was a movie, and I saw this in the Little Free Library. And normally I wouldn't pick this up, but just like nostalgia about the movie and a bit of curiosity, morbid curiosity mostly, yeah, I thought I'd pick up the book that inspired the movie. Yeah, just, you never know what you're gonna find in free little libraries, right? And then I picked up this, The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. This is an author I've had on my radar, but didn't want to spend the money to check them out, and was glad I came upon it for free and decided to check it out that way instead. And this is about a caseworker who goes to a group home for magical kids to check up on them. It's interesting. I work in a group home, so that'll be interesting to see. And lastly, they had this whole series, but I felt bad grabbing the whole series, even though I put in like 4 books because I wanted to get rid of a bunch of books. But I only grabbed the first one. Yeah, and that is Malice by John Gwynne. That is a dilemma I have. Yes, here's the book. I'll talk about it in a second. If you're at the thrift store or free little library, say, and you see the whole series of the book, the whole series there, but you don't want to buy the whole series, do you feel guilty just like taking the first one and leaving the rest there? I sometimes do, because I'm like, is someone going to buy books 2, 3, 4, and 5 of a series? Like maybe, but chances are higher that they're not, so I kind of feel bad. But at the same time, like, I don't want the whole series yet. I just want the first one to try out. Ethical dilemmas of whether to abandon the rest of the series behind. Anyway, so this is Malice by John Gwynne. I have no clue what this is about, except that it is like an epic fantasy, and I've seen it around, so it's been on my radar. We're following a bunch of people with fantasy names, you know the tropes. Corbin, Evnis, Viridis, and Nathar. Violent past, armies, and it can never be made whole again. That's all I'm going to read off the bat, because I do sometimes let myself read off the back, because I find it better than what I can say, but I hate it when people read the whole back, especially when it's that long. So yeah, just epic fantasy. I'm sure other people have talked about it. That is my book haul for November. I'd say short and sweet. I'm looking at the time, it says 10 minutes, but like if I'd done this another month, this video would be like 30 minutes long. Okay, let me know the favorite book that you bought in November and your opinion on whether you should buy just the first book in the series if you find it used, or not. And thank you for watching.